The Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma serves 24 counties, so we're on the eastern side of the state from state line to state line, and we work with a variety of partner programs to make sure that the folks in our area aren't experiencing extreme food insecurity. We work in so many different ways to make sure that we get food out to the community. So in some of the ways that we do, we bring food in from donors and from USDA and partners like Reasor, and we bring those into our warehouse, and our partner programs come and pick them up. They may take them out and distribute them directly to families so that they can go home and prepare the food themselves. They may be prepared on site, so a senior center might be doing a meal for low-income seniors. We have the backpack program, which allows children who have been identified as food insecure by their teachers to take extra food home for the weekends. And we actually have a food truck, a regular taco truck that goes out and takes food that might have been donated by restaurants or perishable items that are just, could have gone to waste and now are going out. We're feeding sometimes 300 people a day with that. The numbers that we see is that 1 out of every 6 Oklahomans are food insecure, 1 out of every 4 children, which I find particularly hard to deal with. The statistics tell us that most households, the vast majority of households, have at least 1 working member. The reality is that Oklahoma enjoys very low unemployment, and that's something I'm very grateful for. But the Oklahoma Policy Institute produced a study that the number of Oklahomans working for minimum wage has actually doubled in the last 10 years, which I think tells a little bit of a story. And so we do have a lot of people doing everything that we ask them to do in terms of, trying to get an education, trying to do right by their own children and going to work every day, who still find that by the time they pay their rent and a car payment, they do not have enough money to feed their families. For every dollar that's donated to the food bank, we can provide 4 meals. And people ask me about that all the time. Is it magic? How does that work? And really, it's just the magic of human generosity. So we can order it in bulk. We have very generous volunteers, tens of thousands of them, that come and give us their time every year. So that's a cost savings. We have national donors that will donate product. We have very generous retail partners such as Reasor who allow us to come in and take product, rotisserie chickens, bakery, produce, things that are still very usable but maybe at the end of the shelf life. And we bring all that together, and so that math really works. A lot of times people think, well, what I can give isn't enough to make a difference. But I promise you, if you give $1, those 4 people that you fed a meal to feel like you made a real difference. Food to families is one of the most fun times of year here at the food bank, because people come up to me everywhere and say, I participated, I bought a bag of food, I'm excited. It really is one of those events because so many of us want to help. We know there's a need, we want to help. Food to Families gives people a very easy opportunity to feed their neighbors. It's a way that people can help us help the folks who need food in a way that isn't cumbersome or time-consuming. It lets them be generous in a very easy way. The partnership with Reasor and the food bank has so many benefits that it's almost hard to categorize. The Recycle Hope program with the bags, that, people ask me all the time, I brought my own bags, do they really give you that money? I'm like, absolutely, we get this check, and it makes everyone more aware. It's a green solution, which I love, but it's amazing how those donations in incremental amounts come in these big checks that really feed so many people. The other thing that I really personally enjoy is that Reasor is a true partner. I mean, we can call on them, they'll talk to us, it's a real dialogue. I do feel like they stand shoulder to shoulder with us in this fight against hunger, and that it's a value. It's not a marketing tool, it's a real value at Reasor, and that means a lot. I'm passionate about the fact that we're only as strong as a community as our weakest citizens, so food's a big piece of making people strong.